Hello. So I wanted to talk with you today about some of the really cool things that you can do in a lucid dream. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and I hope you like it. All right, so one of the first and probably most important things that you can do in a lucid dream is to face your shadow, the parts of yourself that you have suppressed or pushed away. And you'll find that those aspects of yourself will confront you in the dream space anyway, that they will come up usually in a nightmare, and it'll be something that you're trying to run away from or get away from. So your shadow will come after you anyway. And what's cool about becoming lucid and doing it is that you can do this experience consciously, that you can talk to this dream character who is portraying your shadow and ask it, what this part of you represents, or why it is separated from you, and what you can learn by reintegrating with it. But you don't have to talk with it either. You can also integrate it by just hugging and embracing it and bringing it within you, and not even having to work through the process of understanding, why it was separated from you. You can just integrate it and make it a part of yourself again. So it's a really good way to deal with those nightmares and the things, the experiences that you're having that frighten you. So I love being able to become lucid in those moments that I am having a nightmare, and be able to integrate that part of myself so that it no longer brings me those nightmares and those fear-based experiences. So yeah, try that. You can also learn things about yourself that you might not have understood, secrets that either are part of your higher self or they were suppressed, that you think of it this way: you are basically talking to the collective consciousness. So all information that you want to know is there, whether or not it's things about yourself, or things about your world, or things about the universe, or things about all the multiverses. It's all there in that realm, and you have access to it. The only thing that you need to do is become conscious, so that you can ask, so that you can inquire, so that you can, travel and experience and find out these particular things. It's like speaking to, I guess you would call it, the Akashic records. It's the same thing. It is that collective consciousness that knows everything and holds all the wisdom of the universe, and it's there for you at your disposal, as long as you can become conscious to ask the things that you want to know. Um, you can also speak to your inner healer, and um, not only can you do it through maybe speaking to aspects of your body, but you can do it by speaking to a representation, so whether or not you want it to be embodied by the goddess of healing or something like that, and to speak to that representation and ask it, what you need to do to heal yourself or heal somebody else. Or even you can do healing in that moment, that when you become lucid and aware of what you want to do in that moment, that you can begin that healing process and work on that part of your body. Or if you're working on somebody else, that you can do it in that lucid dreaming experience. So yeah, that's really cool. And you can talk to the different parts of your body that they become like, not really like animate, but they have that ability to communicate with you and tell you, you could, for an example, speak to your stomach. Why is your stomach having the difficulties that it has? And it can share with you, maybe you're not eating the right foods, maybe you're stressing too much about certain things, and your stomach can share these things with you and help you to understand and make the necessary changes that you need to make. So you can do that all through lucid dreaming. You can learn all sorts of different skills that maybe you have a more challenging time doing in your waking life. You can do that in the lucid dream experience and become more adept at those particular things so that when you wake up, you have a better understanding of it. Um, I one time um, had been doing ballet in my dream, in my lucid dream, and I found it really interesting that I was so capable and nimble and able to do these things in that experience, in that dream experience. And, you know, how cool would that be to bring that information back into your waking life? So I know that a lot of athletes and people like that do that for the things that they're interested in. Um, you can also um, heal relationships. You can work on whether or not, let's say, you're having a difficulty with your partner and maybe you don't understand why you're having this difficulty with them, and whether it's you need to understand something about yourself in that relationship, or whether you need to understand something about that other person. You can do that in that lucid dreaming experience. So these are all things that we don't necessarily think about to do in a lucid dream. Usually we're focused on, flying or having sex, or, all the really cool things that we can't usually do freely in our waking life, or at all. Try flying in your waking life. But these are things that you can do in a lucid dream. You can fly out into the cosmos and travel to different galaxies. You can speak to guides and your higher self. You can bring down, cosmic wisdom that you can use in your waking life. These are all things that you can do in a lucid dream. And the trick is just being able to become lucid enough to get that information. You can also work on tapping into your creativity and learning, like I said, learning different skills, but learning how to play an instrument better, or compose a song. And I've heard of many composers that will do that and then wake up and immediately write down the composition that they dreamt. So you can do all these things, and it's really only limited by your imagination. So, like I said, you have the collective consciousness out there, and you can reach it at any point once you become lucid. So the world is yours, and I dare you to see what you can do. And I'd be interested in hearing about the experiences you have and what you did and what it felt like and what you learned. So please write below the things that you did, the experiences you had while you were lucid dreaming, and were you able to do some of these things that I talked about today? I'd be really interested in hearing that as well. Anyway, and also if you have any questions or are interested in other things that you'd like me to talk about in regards to lucid dreaming or astral projection, write those down below too. I'm happy to cater any of my videos towards the things that you want to know. So anyway, happy dreaming. Thanks so much.